What book would you recommend to students and why?
I recommend The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky because clearly it's a good book. It really speaks the perspective of a high school student facing their own issues.
Thank you, Ms. Fugate.
Absolutely.
What book would you recommend to students and why?
What book I would recommend and why is Brandon Sanderson, the Mistborn series. And I think that's a pretty good, if you like fantasy, that's one of the best authors ever. And it's a really good series.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. What book would you recommend to students and why?
Well, I would recommend this anatomy and physiology book for dummies because if you need to go in, if you're going into the medical field, this is a requirement. You have to have 1 and 2. And everybody needs to know about their body anyway. So, I would highly recommend it.
Thank you, Mrs. Brown. What book would you recommend to students and why?
The book that I would recommend to students is, if they're into the Holocaust, The Tattooist of Auschwitz is an amazing love story. Two people meet up at the concentration camp and fall in love, and they keep their love going. And it's just an awesome book, and I can't wait for them to make a movie.
Thank you, Ms. Roush. What book would you recommend to students and why?
So a book I recently read was The Last Train to Key West, and it was phenomenal. It's a historical fiction book about a hurricane that hit Florida in the 1930s, and it was such a beautifully written book. Like, I would highly recommend it, especially if you've ever been to the Keys, because that's what really intrigued me about the book.
All right, thank you.